already know, man, it's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another week of Real Deal Sports Show. Every week, just when you think sports is not on the back burner, it's once again moved to the front burner once again. Welcome. I'm broadcaster Radman, broadcasting you to you live from the Rock Palm Broker studio. Welcome to the show. We're ready for another exciting week. Got J-GILLZ with me. Good morning, J-GILLZ. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Radman. I'm doing good, but I don't think I'm doing as good as you. Man, everybody stop, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Shout out to the Radman. Shout out to the Real Deal Sports Show. It's a lot we got to it's a lot we got to talk about. It's a lot we got to talk about, especially NFL. You know, these second-round picks getting guaranteed money, all this unprecedented stuff. WNBA had their All-Star weekend, you know, just over last night. Man, it's a lot to get into, and I'm excited to tackle all of these great topics in sports.
And don't forget the question of the day. What is the one championship sport, the final event that you would like to attend? What is the one championship sport that you would like to be at to attend? The Fanatic says Wimbledon is his thing. He would love to be at Wimbledon. That's what the Fanatic says. But if we want to know what you said, so like, subscribe, hit us up on the Facebook, YouTube. Let us know what sport you would like to be at for the championship match. It could be out of any sport. So let us know what's going on. And hey, we got what the hell's going on at FS1? We knew stuff was about to happen. We got a lawsuit. We reported on this show, J-GILLZ, earlier about a lawsuit being filed by an employee there about Joy Taylor, maybe having relationships with the producer there, and also the host of the show, Emmanuel Ocho, on the Speak Show, about allegedly having relationships with people on the show and producer of the show almost a year ago. That was kind of, you heard about it. It was kind of swept under the rug. But this past Monday morning, everything blew up there. I guess Fox FS1 was waiting for their contracts of the season to be over before they renewed for the new season. And what did they do? They fired everybody from Breakfast Bar, from the facility, and then also they just say, hey, any other people hanging around, speak. You know, you're speaking no more. This is what happens when you're on radio or TV and you're doing a show. What? First of all, let me speak of Emmanuel Ocho. He was about one of the closest athletes to journalism that I thought was on these shows. But LaShawn McCoy, J-GILLZ, we couldn't. He sucked as an interviewer when we was with the Buffalo Bills. He had no business being up there on a how the hell he up there on the podium talking sports of all sorts, man? Come on, Fox FS1. You had too many athletes. You had Chase Daniels. You had James Jones. All of them. I turned over there because Wimbledon was on. So Get Up, First Take, and them were preempted because of the Wimbledon. So I would turn from Wimbledon and turn over to the facility. And I'm up there doing stuff on my, writing an article and doing stuff on my laptop. And I looked at the TV. I said, damn, these some boring dudes, man. These cats, man, what the heck are they talking about? They just wasting people's time, making errand noise. And Emmanuel Ocho trying to control, it just wasn't a good fit for him with having LaShawn McCoy that's terrible. He's not a journalist. Chase Daniels, he damn sure not a journalist. James Jones, all he knows is Aaron Rodgers. What he just talked about Aaron Rodgers. Man, we want to hear about how Aaron Rodgers was in the huddle, man, and how good a dude he was with the Green Bay Packers. We knew how good he was. We saw the production he did with the Green Bay Packers, James Jones. None of them added anything to that show. It was a farce. And I don't blame. I would have canceled it just because it was this horrible journalistic, trying to be journalist. This is what happens when you don't have real journalists, people with real journalist degrees on your shows. You, for example, Get Up over on another ESPN. Mike Green is a journalist. He's a journalist. You got to have people that have no journalism can set your guests up and bring on sports guests and make your sports guests look good. There was nobody on those shows to make the host, the guests on those shows look good. They just look horrible. And even Speak. What the heck was Paul Pierce doing on? Man, that dude, does he know the English language, man? Paul Pierce. I was like shocked with him. I said, damn, who put this cat on radio, on TV and radio talking? I mean, his basketball takes was kind of suspect, man. I was like, wow, man. I know these athletes want to be on the air. I mean, but come on, man. The Paul Pierce was horrible on as what you want as a person. You want to get what's your vibes of the NBA playoffs? What's going on with these guys in their heads? He couldn't translate the information to the audience clearly. Joy Taylor was just out of her league. She's not a host. She's more of a co-host on the show. She's not a host. So to me, my take is it was a horrible setup. Breakfast ball, they kept running that around, and they went and got Mark Slayev. Once again, Mark Slayev is a guest. He's not a co-host. They made him a co-host talking Denver Broncos. He's an offensive lineman. He's going to talk about the offensive line. Man, come on. Don't ask him all this other stuff, man. And, oh, man. And Carton, the host of the show, come on, man. You were better when he was with the quarterback, because he was good with that dude. That Boomer Esiason turned into a good journalist. He became a good journalist. Him and Carton were the best combination over there. But putting Carton with these guys, oh, man. So what? Colin Cowherd is left, and Nick Wright and our friend Broussard. He made the cut. Congratulations to Chris Broussard, a friend of the show that we see during Super Bowl week and comes on our show normally during the Super Bowl week. Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, those guys' show is still on, as well as Colin Cowherd's show as well. J-GILLZ, your take on the firings over at FS1?
And don't forget Rob Parker. It's another good friend of the show.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
he's still on.
Yeah, we still on doing this thing. Man, I mean, Radman, you kind of put the nail in the coffin with that. You know, I don't think that many people was actually listening to Fox Sports. We got What's Good Fellas from Mike Patton Network, good friend of the show as well, covering the Tennessee Titans. What's going on, Mike? But we talking about FS1. Man, I'm not surprised at all. You know, it's not just the talent that's lacking, but the ratings. You know, the ratings were lacking. Whenever you talk about these guys, Skip Bayless, Paul Pierce, Kayshawn, their whole roster was comprised of guys who got fired from ESPN. You know, It's not like they had ingrown talent. You know, their whole roster, their whole makeup was guys who didn't make the cut. So you talk about those guys trying to lead teams, man, I'm not surprised at all. When you talk about just how bad and how everybody had to go. Now you talk about the lawsuit. Now that's a whole other story. You know, they had to get that together quick, fast, and in a hurry, because, you know, especially the stuff that I was hearing about Joy Taylor. Oh no, she had to go. She had to go. That wasn't going to be good at all. But you know, I'm not surprised. You talk about these FS1 talents. You know, ESPN. They the big dogs, and now they're getting Shannon Sharp back. That settlement that they had with that lawsuit, that $50 million lawsuit, the case got dismissed, and I'm sure we'll be seeing Shannon Sharp back on First Take come football season. So that season, this too shall pass. So when it comes to the ratings, FS1, they didn't have a chance, right? I mean, they didn't have a chance.
You know what? And funny you mentioned Shannon Sharp. One of their best shows was Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. That was one of their best shows. So ever since Skip Bayless left the network has not recovered from Skip Bayless leaving, because when he was there, they had very high ratings. They were one of the top shows. They were neck and neck with First Take. And
it still wasn't even that close.
No, it wasn't. But
in their heyday, you're right. You had Shay Shay coming through with the GOAT, with the Henny, with the Black and Miles, talking about the GOAT. And yeah, they had their rise, but yeah, after the skip left, after, you know, Uncle Shay Shay ended up leaving, man, FS1 has never been the same.
No, it hasn't, and it just went downhill. And as Mike Patton said, he didn't think George Taylor leaving was because of the lawsuit, honestly. And I am also not sure Shannon ends up back at ESPN. That's another one. But I like his comment here. I also comment I didn't think Broussard and Nick Wright show was going anywhere, but those other shows never gained as much traction. Absolutely. And Mike Patton, excellent writer, excellent sports writer. Check him out, the Mike Patton Network. One thing, Mike, that we got to notice too is Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, they were always guests on Colin Cowherd's show. Colin Cowherd had those guys on the show almost every week as a guest. I didn't see these other guys as a guest almost any time of the host of these other shows. In any of those shows, Emmanuel Ocho, none of those cats seem to ever come on the Colin Cowherd show. Which is the main show, obviously the highly rated show over there on FS1. So that kind of lets you kind of know, hey man, those guys were swimming in deep water and just couldn't handle the traction. They just wasn't good quality shows. But you got to have journalists along with sports athletes. It could be retired athletes, up and coming athletes, whatever the case. But you got to have real journalists, and that's what you have here, the Radman. Check out Challenger Community News. This week, I show my journalism skills when you can check out the articles in the July 17th Challenger edition. It features my review of the Jazz, the 2025 Rochester International Jazz Festival. Check out the interviews and check out the outstanding photos by Mike Molaire of some of the greatest jazz artists in the world that came through Rochester, New York a few weeks ago. That's Challenger Community News, buffchallengernews.com. Check out buffchalnews.com and check it out, or pick it up at a newsstand or businesses in the community, businesses throughout the Rochester, Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and surrounding areas community. Public market, check it out. If you're at that public market, good weather today over there, stop by the public market. It's going to be packed over there. Pick up your Challenger over there at Paula's Essentials, right there in the Florida Nut Shop, right there inside the public market. You can pick up your Challenger Community News, the July 17th edition. It features the Rochester International Jazz Festival on the cover as well. J-GILLZ. Your comments, J-GILLZ.
Oh yeah, no. Well, you talk about journalists, and we got to talk about, shameless plug. You talk about journalists here in Rochester. As you stated, Radman, you're one of the best we have. The Rochester Association of Black Journalists doing phenomenal things. RABJ with a fundraiser coming up. So anybody interested in journalism, checking out new journalists, definitely check out rabjonline.org.
How do they can check that? How can you check out RABJ?
That's rabjonline.org.
And you got summer. We got summer interns at various locations, correct?
Oh yeah, we got the youth media trainee program. Any youth media looking to get interested, the RABJ is paying through the city of Rochester for young journalists just to learn about journalism. They're working with The Beat, working with WXXI, working with Spectrum News. So get your young people involved at www.rabjonline.org.
Absolutely. There you go. And our next guest is here with us this morning. Here we go. It's sponsored by Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency. Check out Miriam Rivera Insurance. Definitely. Hey, it's boating season. You out there with a boat? Hey, check her out. The award-winning Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency. She takes care of boats, motorcycles, any toy that you have. She can get it. ATV vehicle. She'll get you some reasonable price insurance. She saved the Radman and his family a hell of a lot of money. I guarantee you, Miriam Rivera Insurance, Farmers Insurance Agency, will save you and your family a hell of a lot of money. 1038 Lyle Avenue, 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give her a call, 585-360-0094. That's 585-360-0094. And the third location is opening up real soon. Check her out. That's why she's getting a third location, because she's award-winning. She gets the job done. She ain't playing games. She ain't over at FS1 messing around. She handling her business, getting you the best insurance as possible. And let's welcome to the show, J-GILLZ, Coach Moody. Coach Moody is back with us. He's going to let us know what's going on in the Rock. What's about this long? I wanted to be a long snapper. I just didn't know it was a position that existed back when I played. I used to hike the ball in practice. I used to shoot it over the head of the quarterback. I could have easily been a long snapper, Coach Moody. They never told me about such position as long snapper. Can you let us know what's going on, Coach Moody? Welcome back.
Welcome, gentlemen. Good morning to this great Rochester region in Section 5. We're hosting a camp tomorrow at East Ridge High School on East Ridge Road tomorrow morning at 11 to 2 p.m. Involving kickers, punters, and your great position long snapping. And one of my ex-players that played for me in arena football, Ricky Kropman's out of the northern New Jersey area. He was highly recruited back then when Nick Saban was at LSU. So he was one of his top recruits. He ended up going to Syracuse and becoming a great All-American kicker for them. His younger brother also is a kicker. So they've been in the kicking world and doing it through his Jersey pipeline. So he's now living in the Poconos. So he's got a lot of things going on with his own personal training camps. So he reached out to me about a few months ago, and it was something that I already wanted to do, but get us in this community, our Rochester Section 5, young youth all the way up to college players, good technique, good sound coaching before the season started. So we're running this camp tomorrow at East Ridge High School, like I said, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be a lot of good, innovative stuff. We even got Mike Vanderjack that used to kick for the Indianapolis Colts that played with Peyton Manning. He's coming to be our guest speaker, and he's also going to give some hands-on techniques and some sound development to these young athletes. So I got some great folks coming along with us. I might even have the Buffalo Bills kicker surprise us, but that hasn't been yet.
Oh, beautiful, because they're in
Not a
town.
bass, huh?
Yeah, Tyler's shoe guy in Buffalo is one of my shoe guys, and that's how we connected back at camp. And he referred me to this gentleman in Buffalo that's a shoe representative that he gets his sneaks and shoes from, and I visited with the gentleman's merchandise and had a good opportunity to have some conversations with Tyler. So that hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's my business dealings, man. Coach Moody's still moving and grooving, still climbing the ladder, reaching up to the stars, and we're trying to make a difference. Also, I wanted to mention the HBCU Classic coming up down the road in the future of September 27th of this year at 1 p.m. kickoff at our community stadium downtown on Oak Street. That's a huge event. The day before, they're going to do a media day on that Friday and that afternoon on the 26th. And on that Thursday, the day on the 25th, they got a college expo that they're going to have an entire HBCU group of all colleges coming from all across the United States to come here to expose all their information for being in their bands, cheerleading, football players, even in coaching. They're going to have so many great people here to offer so many opportunities in HBCU event. I'm telling you, we're about to tear this town up and put us on the map again, once again. Last weekend, I was in Cortland, New York at Cortland University, where our New York State High School Football Coaches Association, that I'm an executive board member now, finally.
Congratulations.
Yes, and I represent all of the 76 teams of high school football in this Rochester area, along with two other gentlemen. At our 7-on-7 Cortland 7-on-7 tournament, two of the teams that we're probably familiar, the kid at Aquinas transferred over to St. Francis out of Buffalo. They end up winning it in the large schools. And also our local Rochester area team, the Monroe Red Jackets, won it in small schools. And the Lineman Challenge was a team downstate in Section 4. So I tell you, we had almost 66 football teams of boys at this tournament, gentlemen. You missed a great opportunity to see young men. And the day before, we had almost 35 young ladies across this great state, Empire State, doing flag football also. Didn't get the documentation of those two teams that won that, but there were some awesome young ladies doing this flag football. So we're still grooving and moving, making things happen in our community and reaching for the stars and bringing out great camps and great literature and information.
Excellent, excellent. Wow, the camp there in Cortland, you said you had that was a lot of teams there, and the Monroe Jackets, they have a strong offense. Some of their guys look like college linemen for that Monroe. I saw them last year. Man, they're huge. They're huge up front.
Yep, their linemen came in second to the team out of Section 4 that ended up winning the Lineman Challenge. So they're up there with some of the teams. And these are all state-level teams. These ain't just average Joes that came to our tournament. These are state finalists or state runner-ups that are there. And that's why it's very competitive. We had representation greatly out of our area. We had Webster Schrader there. East High even showed up. East Ridge High School came in there. Avon's school district also came and sent a nice opportunity. Arcadia was also there. So we had some good representation. Wilson High School even showed up, and UPrep also showed up. So I had some great programs and great coaches there, and I'm looking forward to working with all of them in the near future. One other thing I think I'm thinking about mentioning is our Buffalo boys coming around the corner. I also worked with these Buffalo Bills So Wednesday is my first day. I'm back with Josh Allen and company. And so the fanfare is going to be wild for the first week here coming up. So we'll see what football Josh Allen and the Super Bowl claim the fame team since the 90s. I've been waiting on this Super Bowl since the 90s. So
Gonna keep on waiting, Coach. You're going to keep on waiting.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, I might be dead and gone by the time they go to another one. So all these fans, I hate to say it, y'all Mafia fans, don't get all upset. Don't get upset because McDermott isn't the miracle worker. Y'all think he's the miracle worker because I'm going to tell you, I've already then told people, Mahomes and that Cincinnati Bengals team is upset right now. They're upset right now. And you're going to see two teams coming out with a different era. And I think Jackson and Baltimore, they're going to have something to say at the end of all of this too in the AFC race. So that's my opinion on it because I know what they all then stacked up, what they got in free agency, and what they got from the drafts. And I'm going to mention also my young man, Nate Carter Jr. I think I mentioned him on your show. They said, man, he's doing wonderful at that ATL camp down there for coach. I'm going to tell you, he's doing well with special teams, so he might make that team on specialists. They said he's doing the gunner position. He's doing things all over the place on special teams. Got a report from his father 2 weeks ago. And Nate Carter Jr. out of Rochester via way of Bishop Kearney. And he went to UConn at first and transferred to Michigan State. And last year was the Michigan State captain of the football team as a running back. And they love him down there. Morrison had him at the house and everything. And I'm hoping he can make that roster down there for the Atlanta Falcons. So we got number 33, Nathan Carter Jr. for the Atlanta Falcons. Let's keep pushing him because he's our Rochester guy. All the rest of them are out there trying to think they can make it, man. But that's one guy. He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's still in training camp while the rest of them dudes was on vacation with their wives and significant others. He running around down there in Lauderdale working Monday through Friday. So he's going to be ready when the 23rd comes up this week. So look for him in the future, my guys. Look for him.
Anybody else you have that's in training camp of your guys? Yeah, because that's a big down there. He's down there. And A.J. Terrell's senior from Rochester, who holds all the records at Edison Tech. His son is now the highest paid defensive cornerback in the entire National Football League, A.J. Terrell Jr.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. See, I remember when he was bringing Junior out to our camps and stuff because his dad played semi-professional football here for me. And I remember him when he was a little kid, you know, running around out there on the field with his little friends and whatever. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of that family too, you know, just to know the connections I have with them in the past and what he's also bringing to the table. Now you saying him being the highest paid cornerback in the NFL, that's hats off. I'm gonna tell you, he's worth it. That young man is worth it. So it's gonna be a lot of good football coming up, brothers. I don't know who y'all got y'all hat on, but there's gonna be some awesome football to play here in all levels, from the youth all the way up to the NFL.
Absolutely. And I just want to give you a quick question because I know you back from the era. Hank Aaron did the tribute they Major League Baseball did in Atlanta. That Atlanta did for Hank Aaron back on Tuesday night during the All-Star game. What's your thoughts and memory of Hank Aaron as you were growing up as a young man, getting to see him play?
Man, Hank Aaron, they always talked about back in the day when we were little kids, all about this guy named Babe Ruth and all these other guys, you know, even Reggie Jackson. But I'm going to tell you, Hank Aaron, he's up there with them in Hall of Fame level because he was the guy I always thought that didn't get enough recognition like all the rest of these dudes. But Hank Aaron is a Hall of Famer, baseball guy all day, every day, awesome player, team type of guy. I mean, you can't ask for a better player. And he's well deserved. He's past. They should have been did what they did. It was an embarrassment to the baseball. It's an embarrassment to the Negro Leagues that my dad was a part of. It's an embarrassment to how they do these black brothers in these professional sports. These guys got to wait their time. And, you know, all of us going to one day look back on this, you know, how they did us. You know, these men had to go to the kitchen, in the back of the kitchen, to come with the team to eat and all this stuff. And hotels, they wouldn't let them sleep at certain hotels with the team because of the racist issues they dealt with in those periods of time. But I'm going to tell you, that brother's well-deserved, bro.
Yes, 25-time All-Star. most all-time, a 25-time All-Star player, 1982 Hall of Fame inductee. He's one of only 2 players with 700 home runs or more and 3,000 hits. I mean, he was named to the MLB All-Century Team and Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient as well. That's all Hank Aaron. And like you said, one of 2 players, this man should have been in the Hall of Fame. And people got to realize what he's done. I mean, he's not only 700 home runs or more, but 3,000 hits.
See?
Only 3,000 hits. One of 2 players ever to do that. And you don't hear people talk about the 3,000 hit part about it. They're always talking about the home runs, the 700 or more home runs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, they forget about those things, like those hits. Man, you take bats on guys throwing all kinds of type of pitches at you and making hits on those. It's unbelievable. That's why I said it was past its time, and then it's an embarrassment to the Major League Baseball. It really.
And what about this bigger embarrassment that we have now? The holiday they get ready to induct Dick Allen and Dave Parker. Dave Parker just passed a week or maybe 10 days ago. Well,
Yes.
What kind of injustice was that for Dave Parker and Dick Allen?
Well, you're looking at these people that are now, like you're saying, passing away, and then you want to honor them after they pass, and they didn't get honored while they were here and alive and well in their great health, so their families could celebrate with them. And that's the injustice. That's what I call the injustice. And that's why I sit on the board of men in this state on football, and I'm trying to make a difference. I at least got a seat at the table. I might not be able to make every decision and be able to push it for everything I want to push, but I'm going to seat at the table, because we got to have people of color in this country to have opportunities and have that seat at the table. We will be making a difference. I promise you, gentlemen, we will be making a difference.
Absolutely.
I can hear the passion, you know, Coach. You know, you've been doing it a long time. You know what I mean, and the passion that's stemming from you. We definitely appreciate you right here in Rochester, New York, and on the Real Deal Sports Show.
That's right. I'm out there advertising you guys out. Anywhere I go, I try to bring up different shows that I'm, regardless of who I am a part of with. I try to at least set out a standard that I'm going to be equal across the table. Nobody else is going to get fed unless y'all get fed. Remember that.
Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on the show as one of our regular guests. And we're going to see you out at Buffalo Bills training camp. We definitely look forward to seeing you this week at the Bills camp out at St. John Fisher College. And we look forward to having you back on the show, because you always haven't. And hey, do people have to sign up, or can people just hearing about the long snapper and thing that's happening at East Ridge tomorrow, can they just show up tomorrow, or do they have to go online and register, Coach Moody?
They can even show up tomorrow. We do have a actual piece poster out with the information on it, but Ricky is saying we're going to have what we call a registration from 10 o'clock in the morning till the time we start at 11. So if they get there just before 10, tell them to be there on time, and they'll be able to participate. We got shirts and everything for them, man. It's going to be a good time tomorrow out there, and I'm looking forward. Once you come and stop in, maybe you can show some of your techniques, your skills, you know.
Right.
McDermott might need you out there this season, bro, if that brother don't know how to snap that football, because he needs some backup help.
Exactly. My elbow feeling good right now, so I may be able to get that ball back there in a timely fashion.
Well,
yes.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to participate, brother. No doubt. I would tell you, that's what I love about, just making great relationships, and everybody that you wouldn't even know did some stuff like what you're talking about, long snapping. And we take that art for granted in our community, especially in Rochester itself. There's not a lot of great young men or women that can long snap. That's a special technique. And if you can long snap in college or whatever, you can long snap in the pros. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
They're back. You got a job if you can long snap. That'll get you on a football team in a heartbeat, that long snap. And then with Nate Carter's name being mentioned, he helped me out with one of our foreign exchange students that was playing football for us at BK at the time, around 2018. And he helped me with that young man, and he developed and worked with that young man from China, and he became our long snapper for our program. And I didn't think I would see a foreign exchange student become a long snapper in the United States. But this young man ended up getting a Eddie Meath All-Star nod for that season, and I was so proud, very proud at that moment. So that's what
Excellent.
brothers, y'all are awesome, man. Y'all stay well. Y'all stay
Thank you so much.
And hey, remember, we on the Real Deal Sports Show.
There you go. Couldn't
Each
say
and
it
every
better.
Saturday.
Eddie Moody, Section 5 board member and football coach. We'll see you in another week or two. We'll definitely see you at St. John Fisher coming up. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Stay blessed, brothers. Take care.
Yes, indeed. And J-GILLZ, who's bringing our next segment is sponsored by who?
Man, our next segment is one of our favorites, Advantage Federal Credit Union. You know, they got auto loans, Visa cards, student checking accounts, and much more. We talked about the RABJ student youth movement. You know, he getting paid, and what he needs to do is go to Advantage Federal Credit Union, open up a student checking account, and much more. AdvantageFCU.org for more information.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job in the community with our young people as well, with helping them learn about money and financial systems and the whole 9 yards. Yes, indeed. And J-GILLZ, our next guest is here, and we have Shalom Singer is here with us once again. Welcome, Shalom. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Doing great. How are you guys? You guys sound all enthusiastic and keeping it moving.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day here. Beautiful day.
It is.
And what do you have for us this week, Shalom, for the young people? People want to get out and get their bodies moving and stay healthy and drink plenty of water and the whole 9 yards. What else can they be doing?
That's it right there. So one of the most important things is bring y'all water bottles with y'all. It's been hot as fire in Rochester, and y'all know that's one of the biggest things. So keep y'all water bottles with you. Keep them filled up. Stay hydrated. When you do that, your mind and your body stay moving. So that's the one thing. I know a lot of the rec centers have a lot of great programs going on, indoor, outdoor. They're keeping y'all moving, keeping y'all active. I was just at Adam Street yesterday. They was practicing softball. All of the pools are open, all of them. So when you the hottest fire, go in the pools. We got Genesee Valley open. And you guys know how to swim before you go in the deep end. You know, make sure you guys are safe. Don't put yourself at risk or, you know, the community when you're not. The lifeguards are there to protect you, but, you know, don't make them work harder than they have to. So be mindful of that. You know, get into water where you feel comfortable at. And then if you remember and you think you're confident, because they're not going to ask you for a deep end test if you're over 18. So a lot of the issues that I know were very potent right now were the adults that were having the issues where the lifeguards were coming to assist them. So please be mindful of that. I know you're excited and you want to go down the water slides and things of that nature, but keep in mind that be confident that you're a strong swimmer before you go into the deep end. There are other parts of the pool you can still enjoy, and bring your kids. Oh my goodness, bring your kids with you. Don't leave them at home. They hot too. So all the pools and the beach is open today. Have fun at the beach. So that area at Durand is available. So bring your sunscreen, bring some snacks, set it up, have a wonderful day out at the beach. So enjoy those things. Take a walk on the beach. You know, you don't have to just stay there and lay down. Walk through the whole area on the beach. Take your family, enjoy your conversations, take your waters with you. Enjoy that part of the summer.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we got a new pool here in Rochester. One of the rec centers opening up, Avenue D.
It's not a new pool. It's just that we were able to have enough lifeguards. So it is open. So yeah, so we are very excited about that. I was just over there yesterday. It was wonderful. The kids were there, the parents were swimming. So the water was nice and cool and refreshing. The lifeguards are ready to work. So put them to work.
I don't know where I've been at, Radman, because I had no idea Avenue D had a pool.
Yeah,
with the advertisement, you know about the Adam Street, of course, Genesee Valley Park, but man, to have one right there on Avenue D, that's a beautiful thing.
Yep, Avenue D and Flint Street.
And Flint indoor. Flint got the indoor, right?
Indoor is outdoor as well. So we have 3 outdoor pools, well, including the beach. So 4. Yep.
Let's go over. Can you go over all of them? Because I didn't know Flint Street had an outdoor pool until I saw.
Yeah, and their pool is circular, so it's very, very beautiful. It looks like a resort pool. It's really gorgeous. That pool and those pools, Flint Street, Avenue D, are 4 feet. So you know the fear of the pool coming in too deep. And, of course, we encourage the parents to come with their kids, but they don't have to. So 6 and older. So the kids should be pretty safe because the pool's not that deep. And then, of course, Adam Street, which is, our full big indoor pools. And that Adam Street has a diving board. Genesee Valley has 2 water slides. And Jackson Pool also is that 13 feet deep pool. And they have the shallow end, deep end, and middle end. So I know that's somebody's favorite pool. And we also have senior swim at Jackson. So that 12 to 1 o'clock, no kids. No kids. They can come and enjoy without the kids all screaming and yelling and jumping in. So they have that time. And I believe they just opened another senior swim at Genesee Valley Pool from 9 a.m. to 1.
Oh, really?
So, wow. Yes, in the morning. Senior swim is in the morning at the outdoor pool on Friday mornings.
Oh, wow. I might have to make that Friday morning one as well. I usually make the noon one over there at the Pamela Jackson Art Center. So, wow. And I noticed Mayor Malik Evans mentioned you. He commended the hard work you have, because this is the first time in many years that all of these pools are open at the same time, correct?
Yeah,
Shalom?
that is. It was teamwork from recruiting to all the training that we were able to give the lifeguards, and then some people who were interested, especially our young men. I had a class of 8 to 10 straight Black boys encouraging. They were like, yes, that was my whole class. I was so excited. I was so happy for those young men. And those are, we are first responders. So to have that on their resume, and then they can build on it, come back next year, move up, and take that with them. They can take that to college with them, work on campus, work other places. So lifeguarding is definitely, we are a part of that first responder chain. So I'm very excited for those young men that were able to participate in becoming, deep water lifeguards.
Excellent. What kind of pay is it for lifeguards this year?
So the starting pay for a lifeguard is $20 an hour. And with the city, we hire you with the knowledge of you are working 40 hours a week. So they making some change.
Right. Wow.
They're working. Yes. But the training doesn't stop there. We have in-service every day. That knowledge continuous. They're in the water. They communicate with the community. So, they earn their $20. They do. They make sure they stay knowledgeable. They're interacting with the kids. They're very knowledgeable of the situations, first aid all the way through CPR on a professional level. So, that just doesn't stop.
Sounds like, especially if you get grown-ups jumping in the deep end and not knowing what they're doing, man, trying to show off or something. What they doing? Trying to show off out there?
Trying to show off, and then of course, now they embarrassed everybody. We had to kick the whole pool out, and so it's a moment. And then the lifeguards, they have to reset. Someone has to come in. The managers have to take the report. So it is something that I will definitely encourage us adults to be like, take a minute, get comfortable back in the pool. When was the last time you was in the deep water?
Right.
Don't encourage each other to put yourself at risk, because who knows what could happen. You go down and you panic. Next thing you know, now it's worse than you need help. No, I don't ever want anybody to have to go through something like that. When you just got to slide in and enjoy the middle end first. Enjoy the middle. And then if you really want to come in a deep end next year, sign up for our swim classes in the winter. So if you really need some help, some swim lessons for adults are available in the fall.
And they're free of charge, correct?
Nope, they're only $25, so that's not much at all for the whole series. So it's like 6 to 8 weeks, and then do it again. Sometimes that's per session, but no, the city offers $25 for a series. And right now, the swim lessons have opened for session 2. So right now, swim lessons are available at Avenue D, which I have not been doing very good. So I want our community to get their kids there. We have level 1 and level 2 at Avenue D and Flint Street. And those numbers, it hurt my heart in the community. I was out there trying to get their parents to sign their kids up. So wake them up and tell them to go to swim class, because in a couple years, those are my future lifeguards. I don't want them to have to, I don't want to have to teach them to learn how to swim when they want to be a lifeguard. So get your babies out there so they know how to swim around water, the knowledge of all of that. Our LEAP program is at the pools. Them babies is learning now. So I commend the parents for putting them in those programs. And so Session 2 is open. Avenue D, Genesee Valley, Flint Street, Adam Street, and Jackson. All of those pools have swim lessons available. So sign your babies up from 6 to 17. So there's no excuses. Your baby should know how to swim.
How to swim. Now, what about the youth ages, 2 and under classes? I know they had those on Wednesdays.
We did.
What are those still going on, or are those still available?
We don't have an instructional class, but those classes we still have that opportunity for the parents to bring their babies without the crowds at Genesee Valley from 5 to 6.
Okay.
Yep.
Teaching
so the
them how to
toys will be out. No, it's just getting them comfortable in the water. And honestly, that class is more so for the parents. To tell the parents how to hold them, to get them comfortable in the water, to get sometimes the fear out of a parent. Because that fear transitions to the kids. The next thing you know, that baby's scared because the parents were scared. They didn't learn how to swim. So now your baby scared of the water, don't know why.
Listen, I like that. Y'all doing great things. Everybody can't be a Pisces like me. I was born in the water. You feel me?
All right.
That's what I do. You talking about the adult swim nights. Man, our adult swim nights used to be midnight swimming at the Genesee Valley Park, but don't get me started.
Don't tell all the secrets. Don't tell all the secrets. We just had a successful teen night at Jackson. So they had teen night till 10 o'clock. So that was great. Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Shalom. Anything else happening that the community needs to know about?
Just to remember to stay safe. And there's so many festivals happening right now. So just get out there. Don't stay in your house this summer. Get out there. Rochester be trying to keep y'all involved. I don't know if anybody went to see at Par 5 last night. They had their Wicked. They were playing that last night till 8. No, it started at 8. Yep. So I didn't get a chance to go. I was tired. But all the stuff that the city has, there should not be one night that you get to stay in the house.
Take your kids. I always say, take your kids. Parents, you're raising your kids. There's so many things to do that are free or very low cost, minimal cost. Take your kids out. And what a better way to give your kid a gift, a lifetime gift, is teaching them how to swim. Let them learn from the experts. Not from you, but from the experts.
That's
from
right.
the experts. Take them out there and learn. And also, you can learn. You're never too late to learn. Shalom, you working with me on some things too. So, you never.
Okay, now we one step at a time. You told me when you come back, we got some plans, right? Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, now it's recorded. We good.
That's right. That's right. Shalom, we'll work. Yeah, I know. Yes, indeed. So definitely, thank you, Shalom, for coming on Real Deal Sports Show. And also, you still doing your personal training as well? I still am, and I'm getting ready to go to a fitness conference that's happening in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm one of their speakers. I'll be teaching strength training to personal trainers, involving in educating them and getting their clients to participate in bodybuilding competitions. And then I'm teaching a dynamic stretching series. And then I'll be in Toronto in August as one of the presenters at the big fitness conference. So I'm still doing that. I still love that. And I'll be back on stage next year. So I'll keep you guys posted with that. That's my goal, to get back on stage. I took a year off, so then I'll be back on stage and we'll see what happens. Because you are an outstanding bodybuilder, an award-winning bodybuilder at that as well. So right. Oh yeah, you still got those pipes. I still got them. Yes, indeed. So definitely check her out, Shalom, and also check out all this opportunity the city has to offer. Shalom, thank you so much for coming on Real Deal Sports Show. You're welcome. It was an honor to be here. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your weekend. You too. We'll have you back again real soon. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes, indeed. J-GILLZ. Another man. The pool.
Locked and loaded show, Radman. Locked and loaded show. Getting everybody right for the summertime. We got to stay active. That's the key word for this summer. Stay active. And ain't nothing more active than doing all those great things that Shalom just suggested, starting with the pool. Absolutely. And J-GILLZ, what's going on with the NFL Players Association? Why can't they get first it was Gene Upshaw. Next thing you know, you saw Gene Upshaw coming to the meeting with the owners in a limousine provided by the owners. How are you coming in a limousine provided by the owners and you supposed to be talking business for your players? You showing up in there. DeMaurice Smith, he was in there for many years. Things started going backwards toward the end of his thing. And now Lloyd Howe was only in there for less than 2 years. And this guy, man, what? How you gonna sell out your team, your people? He's a sellout, man. Lloyd Howe just resigned as the NFL PA's president. It seems back in January, on January 14th, he found that
the paperwork showed that the NFL owners were in collusion to stop paying guaranteed contracts to quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson being one. Remember Lamar Jackson? You wonder why it took so long for Lamar Jackson to get paid? Because it was a collusion, and they would not allow any other team to pick him up. If Baltimore so wanted to trade him or he wanted to be traded, nobody else would pick him up, forcing him to sign with the Baltimore Ravens. That sounds like serious collusion, doesn't it, J-GILLZ?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's really a shame for him to sell out his players like that. He's the head of the NFL Players Association, and he's sitting there cahoodling with the owners. Making sure that the NFL players, not just the quarterbacks, all the players not getting any guaranteed money. It's a different day and age right now, right, man? We talk about from the NFL, from college to the NFL. It's a different day and age. It's a different type of money that's being made. High school kids are making millions of dollars signing national contracts. You have to understand, these college students, they don't have to go to the league to get paid anymore. These college students are making millions of dollars with NIL, with their sponsorships and doing what they need to do. Then you go to the league, and you got the league telling them that I'm going to give you a 4-year contract, but it's not going to be guaranteed. That's why you saw all those second-round picks sitting out. They're just now getting contracts signed. And guess what? They're getting contracts signed, fully guaranteed as second-round picks, which is unprecedented because it's a different day and age. So you have to understand the player movement and what's going on right now, and to have a guy who's in the National Football League, who's the head of the Players Association, and only looking out for himself, getting these owners, getting paid off by these owners to make sure that these players aren't getting guaranteed contracts, it's really a shame. It's really a shame, and honestly, they need somebody with more integrity who's going to stand up for themselves and for the players in regards to some of these NFL Players Association type of organizations. Who's going to be the guy that's going to stand up for themselves and stand up for the rest of the league? We don't know yet. We don't see that right now, but that's something that's going to have to change because I'm telling you right now, the players are in control. All this money that they're getting in college, they don't have to go to the league. They don't have to go right away. So I'm very surprised to see to hear that news. But it's
I'm shocked. And the thing about it is, why would this guy, Lloyd Howe, he works for an investment firm that wants to be a part owner or have a partnership to be an owner in the National Football League. That's a conflict of interest right there. Why would you with this investment firm that's trying to be an owner in the National Football League? They want to own one of the teams or be a part owner. And here you is siding with the owners, acting like you're an owner, and you're not even going to tell the players that, hey, we caught them in collusion. We have paperwork that shows the different teams colluded against. And allegedly, it was Lamar Jackson, paperwork showing that not to deal with him, not to sign him to a fully guaranteed contract after the Cleveland Browns owner went rogue and signed Deshaun Watson to that contract. That really hit every owner and hurt every owner said that wasn't going to happen again. So now you have collusion here. Then we're not even talking about the collusion that we all could see for Sanders. Sanders, the quarterback that Cleveland finally picked in the 5th or 6th round. Come on, man. How about damn well the league sent a message out saying, hey, don't sign him.
Absolutely.
And then when it was time, they actually it's almost certain, hey, Cleveland has to sign. Why does Cleveland have to sign him? Right. Why couldn't Dallas sign him? Why couldn't Buffalo sign him? Why couldn't the Jets sign him? Why couldn't the Chicago Bears sign? Hey, they got Khalil Williams. Why don't you give them some competition? Why don't you sign this guy? I mean,
the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Right, the Dolphins. Why wouldn't you sign this guy?
Contract not guaranteed next year. You know what I mean? Yeah. This could be his last year in Miami, depending on how he plays and injuries.
Right. Why wouldn't you sign this guy? So it's obvious that collusion has been going on, and even more collusion has been going on with the Sanders case. Is a perfect example of the most recent collusion by the National Football League owners. Allegedly, you could see this. It's plain as day. Somebody should have took that man in the 1st round. And now we find out that back in January, you colluded against the letters were found, and Lloyd Howe decided not to tell the players. You're not going to tell. That's what you're there for. You're there to represent them and come back and tell them, hey, we got them on the ropes, man. The owners, we got paperwork showing that they were in collusion not to pay guaranteed quarterbacks the big time guaranteed, fully guaranteed contracts. That is unbelievable.
It's
Lloyd
unbelievable.
Howe, you need to be ashamed of yourself. Shameful, man.
But Radman, it's some more people too, man. It's some more people we got to talk about in regards to this the NFL, man. Rock Nation, Jay-Z and Rock Nation, accused of running a smear campaign against Colin Kaepernick. These are the kind of guys that will sell out their own people. They'll sell out their own people, Radman, just for get a dollar, just to get a dollar, and it's really a bad shame.
To keep a dollar, they already making a dollar. They want to keep a dollar and make a little more off the backs of their own people. If that did that came out recently as well, J-GILLZ?
Absolutely, just came out a couple of days ago.
Man, Rock Nation, man, should be. Everybody been rolling their eyes at Jay-Z too, wondering what's going on, and now we finding that you a smear campaign against Colin Kaepernick. Really, that this shows you is back to that slavery style mentality, man. The same old game plan. They're using the game plan once again. So it's a shame we have to deal with this and continue to talk about it and bring it out. And that's why we ain't talking about what we heard. We talk about what we know here on Real Deal Sports Show. Anything in closing, J-GILLZ?
Well, we got to, before we get going, we got to tell them about training camp. The Real Deal Sports Show, we're going to be broadcasting live, of course, right there from training camp. Exclusive interviews and content from your favorite Buffalo Bills athletes. We're going to see who's going to make the team. We're going to have a chance to talk to some of your favorite players, coaches, and it's going to be a great experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Check out the training camp. Bills, check us out. Like, subscribe. Leave a comment, subscribe on YouTube and Facebook to Real Deal Sports Show. Thank you for the new people that have already subscribed to the show, but please continue to subscribe to Real Deal Sports Show. Also, I want to dedicate this week's show to Reverend Claude J. Stewart. We just heard of his passing, his untimely passing this past Monday, July 14th. Reverend Claude J. Stewart, another person that made Rochester a so much better place to live. Excellent minister, but just an excellent guy. He would do almost anything for you, as I wrote on my Facebook quote this morning. He would do almost anything for you. Nice guy. If you ever were in the wines, this guy knew all the wines. He's the one that started the wine events here in Rochester, bringing in the black wine vineyard guys into Rochester, New York. That was started by Claude J. Stewart here in Rochester. And we just want to contribute in this state that this show is dedicated to Claude J. Stewart. BacSpin, welcome back to the show, BacSpin.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. I love this part of
BacSpin sound like he was at Jolie's last.
I mean, I was at Jolie last night. Jolie was Jolieing, you know what I'm saying?
Sound like that. At Jolie's
We
last
definitely
night.
had a good time. TGI, you have to beat 105.5 Jolie every first and third Friday. Yeah, it was a situation in there last night, but I had to get up and get back at it, be here for you guys, and with the Real Deal Sports Show and the Back in Time Mix Show, it's just a great Saturday morning in Rochester.
Absolutely, BacSpin. Maybe they may run you for president of the NFL Players Association. They need somebody with integrity in that position. I recommend you for the job, BacSpin.
Hey, I mean, if they pay like they weigh, I'm with it. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yes, indeed.
I'm taking them back deals back.
Yeah. Gotta be for the players.
No doubt. Fellas, thank y'all so much, man. Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. Y'all look like y'all going to have yourselves a great weekend, brothers.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we are.
Yes, sir.
Even when you need it, Rock City. The Back in Time Mix Show is on the way. Stay locked in. It's the big